So we're going to start out this video with a very quick clip from standard mode. So we're about to shuffle 17 copies of Flick into our deck. We are a tempo rogue going up against Galakrond Priest. And this is absolutely beautiful. 17 copies of Flick. Never done this before.
Justice is mine.
Wow. So no matter what he plays now in terms of minion pressure, they're all just going to die. Turn after turn after turn, they're all just going to die. This is incredible. But credit to my opponent for not conceding after seeing that.
More like a wisp than a warden.
Maybe he's got a big spell in hand that he thinks can save him. Maybe he doesn't need minions.
One stab, many kill. Justice is mine.
And the icing on the cake in this game is going to be Galakrond, drawing me multiple copies of Flick that are going to cost 0. He doesn't know I have Galakrond in hand. So maybe he still feels there's some way he can win. He'd need a taunt here to protect his face, to stop me having lethal. And that is a really good taunt. In some games, that taunt there, Skeletal Dragon, is game winning. So much value from it. But it's about to die for 0.
One stab, many kill.
And that's lethal.
Stabby, stabby, stab, stab.
Stabby stabby. Well, that was a cool little clip from standard mode there. I do find myself playing more standard mode now, particularly when I run into quest mages on wild mode and it just depresses me and that sends me packing to standard. The last quest mage I faced completed the quest on turn 4. This is in the post-nerf meta. After the quest was nerfed, and yet quest mages are still everywhere, and they are still completing that quest super early. It's as if the nerf doesn't really matter, so I do hope that Blizzard are keeping an eye on it, and maybe there'll be some further changes to come. So, if the Hearthstone Wild ladder is getting you down, if life in general is getting you down, because, you know, life in general at the moment can be a bit rubbish given the whole COVID-19 situation and the effects that that's having on everyone. If you need to be cheered up, then I have the solution for you. Play a Beardyman deck. And this right here is a Beardyman Reno Pirate Warrior deck. So, it's got pirates in it. That bit's pretty straightforward. You're aiming to curve out early and put your opponent under a lot of pressure. You've got some weapons, so the weapons can either go face or they can clear the board for you. You've also got Reno Jackson in this deck, just in case you're going up against another aggro deck. Suddenly you heal to full health on turn 6 and, you know, they certainly wouldn't be expecting it. So you could fool your opponents, you can make them think you're just a typical aggro player playing a typical aggro deck. Actually, you can go into the late game and play cards like Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, which can give you some more pressure, again, completely unexpected, and that's what makes this deck so beautiful.
Versus Gul'dan.
Okay, so,
Your soul shall be mine.
this is a warlock.
Victory or death.
And one of my favourite cards in this deck is Cursed Blade. Be honest with me. Oh, just lost our video. Oh, it's back again. I'm just trying to get Deck Tracker working. For some reason, it does not want to show itself. So please bear with me if there are any further technical glitches. But yes, Cursed Blade. When is the last time you've seen that played on the ladder? Honestly? If you are a newer Hearthstone player, you may never have encountered this on the ladder before, but basically it'll double the damage that is done to my hero. So in this instance, I've equipped the weapon on turn 1 and I've gone face with it. It's just a bit of extra damage I can do in these early turns, and this is a discard warlock. Incredible! So here I could play the 2 1-drops, or I could play the taunt. I've opted to play the taunt. More so to protect my face. I don't want him dealing 8 to my face with a 4 attack minion because of Cursed Blade. But this has still worked out pretty well for us now. We have the deckhand. So we can go face with the deckhand, get 2 damage in. And then we can round out our curve with another 2-cost pirate. That seems reasonable to me. So the shark fin will give us another body on the board. What am I afraid of here? I'm afraid of Defile, and we're sort of played into it, but you've just got to imagine that they don't have it. Because you need to push out this early pressure. And here's a discard lock. So, oh, okay. Oh, game over. Too much pressure.
You asked for it.
Alright, this is a mage. So I need a 1-drop, I need a 2-drop, I need a curve. And if this is a quest mage, I don't know if I want to keep Reno. Because I need to focus on putting them under pressure in the early game. So I'm going to assume it's a quest mage, and I'm going to dump Reno. If it's a secrets mage, then you definitely want to keep Reno. Because they will be putting you under a ridiculous amount of pressure early on. So we have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop, we have a 4-drop. We do not have a 1-drop. This is really sad. And it's a secrets mage. And so I misplayed there. I should have kept Reno Jackson. Damn it. And the positioning here of my deck tracker is just terrible. So please excuse the visual glitches here. Deck tracker usually sorts itself out after a couple of games. But for the time being, it's acting a bit crazy. I'm not sure why. I'd love to take live tap, but we can't afford to take live tap against a mage. We floated 1 mana on that turn. It felt bad. This is one of the drawbacks of a Reno deck. You're playing single copies of your cards. We're playing maybe a few more expensive cards in this deck than we normally would in a Pirate Warrior. And so you run the risk of sometimes just drawing stuff that's too expensive and you can't curve out well. Anyway, this is getting a bit scary because of the secrets that are in play, and I'm continually restarting my deck tracker, and once again it's not fitting itself on the screen. It's so annoying. Oh, there we are. It's fixed. I don't know what I did. It's just fixed itself. You see, this is what happens.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
When you play a Beardyman deck. His decks are so smart, not only do they win you games, but they fix your deck tracker as well. Yeah. Beardyman's deck did that. Forced my deck tracker to comply, so thank you, Beardyman. So we're playing the board control game. He's playing the face game, because look at our health total. We're at 19. This is really bad.
We have many secrets.
Okay. So. We need to kill that. And I feel like we can still afford to take the face damage. Duplicate is painful. It's giving him a refill to hand. Okay. So. Alaneth on 6. Why not?
Let us read.
Why not? So, test for Flame Ward. It's not Flame Ward. Interesting. So, we've missed out on a little bit of damage there, perhaps. Because we attacked first with that 2-2. We could have played the Captain to get in some extra damage.
Treasure? Loot?
But it only would have been 1 extra damage. And I think this is better. Because we have swung for 4. And we have played some pirates. So I think this play here has maximised our damage. Next turn, we can play the Captain, buff the board if needed. But this is a very tight game, very close game. 10 health versus 14. And no doubt, one of the secrets has to be Ice Block. But if your opponent is not hitting your face,
You are on fire.
this is pretty good.
Power is here. You need only to seize it.
He's bought us a little bit more time. So we know we're safe
First, the pirates
from explosive runes.
for the war chief.
And so I suspect that one of the secrets is Counterspell, perhaps, and the other is probably Ice Block. South Sea Captain there, protecting our board from dying to the AoE from the weapon. It's pretty good. So we were faced with a choice. And the choice was either pop the block or clear the board. Unless there was a way I could have done both.
An incredible discovery!
And I screwed up. I don't know.
An incredible discovery!
And we could still lose this game. I mean, Flak Mage would have decimated us. But he does not have Flak Mage. And on that basis, maybe we win this game.
We have many secrets.
Wow. So, next turn,
The power is
we'll
here.
have to pop the block
Only to seize
and clear the board. It's going to be a challenge. I do not fancy putting my face into a minion, even the 2-1. I really don't. I don't want to take the damage. We can pop the block at 1 if we go in with the 2-1 and our face. But I think I can't do that. No. Using my 2-attack minion to kill one of his minions. Go in with the Captain, hoping it's not Flame Ward, but it is Flame Ward. Okay. Yeah. That was a difficult turn because of the secrets.
I'm late. I'm late.
But popping him at 2 is fine. Oh wow, fireball to the face. It's pretty significant. But he doesn't have lethal. This feels like the unluckiest secrets mage on the planet. Because he's got Alaneth and he couldn't kill me. So, let's test for explosive runes here.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Oh, it is explosive runes. And it puts us down to 1. Wow. Wow, how lucky did we get in that game? We mulliganed Reno away at the start, but Leroy was our saving grace.
Garrosh versus Malfurion.
Okay, so our deck tracker is now functioning correctly. And our opponent is a druid, so... 1, 2, 3. We can count. We have a curve. And I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to keep it. I can foresee the cultist buffing Ankar. And that's just really, really good. Alright, so... Druids don't play weapons. So this is fine.
Pirates away!
And there's our board presence. Happy days. So, was coining that out the correct play? Or should I just have played the Raider for 2? The logic being that if pirates survive on the board, next turn I'll play the cultist, buff the weapon, and just continue going face. Or killing a minion that he plays, depending on what happens here. His deck seems somewhat slow. Ooh, Enchanted Raven. Is this token druid? That drew very, very badly on the first 2 turns, and now has to hero power, and is probably going to lose the game because of this. You see, this is what happens when you play a Beardyman deck. Your opponents draw badly. You draw well. So, not a bad position to be in. Wow, Oaken Summons. You play Oaken Summons in this deck. Why would you play Oaken Summons when it can put a Raven on the board? That doesn't seem like great value. I mean, Tar Creep is pretty good, but it's a 3-cost mini. Huh. I think we misplayed there. We played too quickly. We ended the turn too quickly, and I think I missed... Yeah... I think I missed the Fellwing. Ignore that last turn. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. No witnesses. Do you know, this looks like a Reno druid to me. And if that is the case, bravo to my opponent. Honestly, bravo. But, I think we win. You'd need Reno now, I suppose, to have a fighting chance of coming back in the game, and then maybe some big taunts or some big spells.
Face me, you cowardly clump.
Treasure? Loot? What more can I ask for?
That's a 4 attack minion. That's helpful. Wow. Reno druid in 2020.
Your wish is my suggestion.
But this should just be lethal, right? And that's it. Feels pretty good. Even with our misplays.
Bring it on!
Okay, another warrior. With a really cool name, Tree Man. So Cursed Blade finds its way into our hand once again. I'm a big fan of this weapon. It's going to go face 3 times, right? It's going to do 6 damage. Alternatively, it's going to clear some low attack, low health minions that he plays. And in the early stages of the game, we don't really mind taking double the damage. If we draw Cursed Blade in the very late game and he's got big minions on the board, then it's a real problem. So, yeah, Cursed Blade, you need to draw it very early on. And so far, I've got really lucky with it. I'm going to go with the Blade here, not the Finley. I just want to get it developed. And I want to do 2 damage to his face. I was tweeting Beardyman, and he was telling me about how Cursed Blade is great at removing early threats that they play. And I said to him, oh, it removes early threats? I've just been going face with it. I've just been going face with it, and it's been working out just fine for me. Anyway, next turn. We have the Finley, and we will find a useful hero power, maybe life tap, and then we'll have all the cards we need. We just win the game. The fact that he hasn't done much
I wonder.
makes me think he's some kind of control warrior,
Well played.
maybe a dead man's hand warrior. Because he's not tanking up, so he's not an odd warrior. Ooh, steady shot looks very attractive here. The mage hero power would have let me target minions. I don't know how relevant that is here. I think the Hunter hero power is great if we can just burst him down very, very quickly over the next 4 or 5 turns and kill him. Oh wow, he is a pirate warrior who just had a really slow start.
Someone's gotta lead the
A
charge.
ridiculously slow start? Okay. Gets patches out. Saving up your sky barges and your cannons for a later turn,
And the iron hand of the waste.
it can bear fruit. It can be productive, assuming that the sky barge and the cannons can clear the majority of your opponent's board. In our case, we still have a board, and his sky barge can't do anything. So, Wrench Caliber. Okay, so Pirate Bomb Warrior. I think I played this deck a few weeks back. It was really good. But he's continuing to take face damage here. This is really good for us. We don't care about the bombs either. I mean, yes, the bombs deactivate Reno. But we don't need Reno in this game. Oh, and in this game, I'm getting my ordering correct, and I'm remembering to play the Felwing. You see? Getting it right. Beardyman, are you proud of me? I'm misplaying less. The more I play this deck, the more comfortable I start to feel.
Undead.
Oh. Can he fit in another cheap pirate? Does he want to armor up? Can he take 3 to the face with the weapon here? This does not feel good for him. And I'm still at 30. Wow. So, what pirate do we get? Oh, that's lethal. Fancy that. So, that's what happens when you play a Beardyman deck. You top deck lethal every single time. Okay, so Beardyman's Reno Pirate Warrior. What is there to say about this deck other than if you have the cards, play it and have fun, honestly. It's pirates. Pirates are cool. The deck doesn't feel as oppressive as a normal Pirate Warrior because it's a Reno deck. We are playing some cards that may be a little bit more expensive than what you'd see in a normal Pirate Warrior deck. And so you don't always draw that perfect curve with this deck. Sometimes you won't find a 1-drop. Sometimes you'll be stuck with Dragon Queen AAEBAQceHLACyAP in your opening hand, and that's sad when that happens. But it does balance out for all of those times that you do draw on curve, that you do get a board full of pirates in those first few turns, where you do get ship's cannon going off in a significant way. So yes, this deck does feel balanced, and as you saw in this video, Cursed Blade was doing such great work for me. Now I am a massive fan of Cursed Blade. It took a Beardyman deck to get me on board with Cursed Blade, because prior to playing this deck, if you'd asked me about Cursed Blade, I'd have looked at you like you were mad and said, what the hell are you playing that card for? But now I've played it, and I'm like, wow, this is a great weapon. What else do I love about this deck? Frothy Berserker, didn't get a chance to play it, unfortunately, but I look forward to playing it in the future. Dragon Queen AAEBAQceHLACyAP, didn't even need to play her because we were winning those games relatively quickly. I understand her place in the deck if your pirates do all die, and sometimes with Pirate Warrior you need that extra little push, that extra little kick to carry the game through, find that lethal. And when your pirates are all gone and you don't have a board, sometimes you just auto lose as Pirate Warrior because your opponent's starting to build a bit of a board, starting to make a comeback, and you're short of resources. Dragon Queen AAEBAQceHLACyAP can absolutely turn that game round for you, putting significant threats on the board that your opponent would never have been expecting. So I can see the immense value that she brings to this deck, and I think that outweighs the drawback of drawing her early where she's unplayable. You just hope that you draw other cards before her. I think that's just the way you have to look at it. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about how to play this deck, please leave them in the comments section below, and I'm sure that, as usual, Beardyman will get back to you ever so swiftly. If you have any recommendations in terms of cards you think should be played in this deck, again, leave them in the comments section below, and Beardyman will take a look at your suggestions. Remember, this is a Reno deck, so there is a real flexibility in terms of what you can tech in or tech out, depending on the meta that you're facing. I haven't faced any quest mages with this deck. It's as if the quest mages all saw me playing it and got really scared and didn't want to face me. But this is certainly a deck that can beat Quest Mage because of the early pressure. One of the ways you beat Quest Mage is with an aggressive deck. This is still an aggressive deck even though it's a Reno deck, okay? So let's remember that. Don't feel because Reno Jackson, because Dragon Queen Alex Strauss are in this deck that it's a control deck. It's not a control deck. It's an aggro deck. It does all of the things that an aggro deck should do, but if in an emergency you need to heal, it's there. If in an emergency you need substantial dragon-based board presence, that's also there for you too. Okay, so good luck to all of you on the Wild Mode ladder. Hope you don't face too many quest mages, and I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.